We've all had moments where we think a good friend is mad at us, or that we're failing to meet our own expectations when it comes to our families or coworkers. These days, it's easier than ever to let our minds spin to the worst possible scenario. Do you ever do that?
It's so easy for that to happen. But our next guest says, wait, what you think is actually going on probably isn't really going on, maybe just in your head. Here to break it all down and finally stop this cycle of negative thinking is our buddy. She is a psychologist, Dr. Karin Ryan, joins us again from Nystrom and Associates. Dr. Ryan, every single human being who is alive does this. And if they don't admit to doing it, they lack a key skill, which is called self-awareness. Let's talk about what is negative thinking. Articulate it a bit more for us.
Yeah, we all have times when we have negative thoughts. And what we're talking about is a negative pattern of thinking, or something that kind of reinforces itself, right? Because how we think impacts how we feel, and that impacts how we behave and how we interact with others. And then based on those interactions, we have other thoughts. And so when we get stuck in this negative cycle, it can be hard to get out.
Oh, so you want to recognize it. So what are some of the things that really stand out to you that, like, you can go, oh, that thought, I gotta, like, good. Ding, 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 I gotta check out?
Yeah, exactly. And so a key factor is recognizing negative thought patterns. And they're called negative thought patterns. They're also known in my community as cognitive distortions or unhelpful thought patterns. And when you recognize kind of a theme or what they are, and there's name forms, it's easier to recognize. So some of the main ones are emotional reasoning, right? I feel confused, or I feel stupid. I must be stupid, or I am stupid. Jumping to conclusions, right? Mind reading, assuming you know what others are thinking or feeling.
Oh yeah,
right?
that's
she's
a real
really
marriage
quiet.
thing.
Yeah, she's really quiet. She must be mad at me.
Yes.
Or fortune telling, assuming you know how this person's going to respond. Oh, I'm not going to call them. They'll be annoyed if I call them right now. Another big one is mental filter. So only paying attention to the negative things and negating the positive things that happen that day. Or catastrophizing.
Oh, I love to do this.
Catastrophizing.
Oh yeah, this is my real winner. I do this.
Okay,
yeah.
what's catastrophizing?
I've done this since I was a small child.
So it's assuming the worst is going to happen, right? So an example would be you have an argument with a friend, and then you assume they don't like you anymore.
Yeah.
They're not going to be your friend anymore.
When I was little, I used to think, well, I'm mad at my mom. I'm going to be the little girl who never speaks to my mom again. That's a real thing, and it's such a ridiculous. How can you turn this small thing into this forever thing in your mind?
And it's really troubling too, because these are, it's funny. There's a tactical side of this, which is recognizing it and then stopping it. But the long-term effect of being in a cycle of negative thinking, even if it's just sporadically popping up and then you're hanging out with that thought too long during the day, really starts to color one's view of their world.
It really does. It brings you down, right? Because they're not kind. They're not kind thoughts.
Right.
They tend to be really mean and judgmental towards yourself, and then they tend to see other people as not caring for you or being kind. And so it's really hard to have a good relationship with yourself and others. And so you're hitting on, there's some ways we can get out of it. That's so important.
That's what we need.
And I think too the idea that let me hear a therapist tell me this. This is free therapy for me. We think all of these things, we go through these negative thought patterns, and it's always about what is the other person thinking, when in reality, tell me if I'm wrong, the other person is probably writing their own self-obsessed, insecure, negative story that involves us as the powerful one.
Absolutely. You are absolutely correct. Yes, that all of us are stuck in our own negative thought patterns, and we are so acutely aware of what we're thinking and feeling that we forget that other people are acutely aware of what they're thinking and feeling. And so a really helpful way to get out of that or challenge that is to check the facts.
Oh.
Do you have any actual evidence that that's true, or are there more likely possibilities? Right? And so when that friend is quiet, is there any other reason? Oh, well, yeah, she's been really tired and she told me she just got in a fight with her husband.
Yeah.
Right? Or when you're feeling confused in a class, or you're in a work meeting and you're like, oh, am I so stupid? I don't know what's going on. Looking around, are other people also confused?
Yeah, right.
Right? And then challenging, what good things happened today? Or what evidence do I have that person wouldn't want to hear from me? How did they react the last time I called them?
Right.
And so really stopping and saying, hold on, Steve, right? Hold on, Karin, check the facts.
Yes. This is
and then
so
also,
good.
what would you tell a best friend?
What would you tell that best friend? Tell that to yourself. Dr. Ryan, we love having you. Thank you so much. So helpful. Nystrom and Associates provides care in the fields of psychiatry, psychology, family therapy, and more. They have 20 locations in the Twin Cities.
They work with couples, families, and individuals of all ages. So if you happen to be struggling with stress, could be anxiety, depression, or even addiction, reach out to them and do that today.
I think stress and lack of sleep makes you think more negative thoughts, too.